Okay, so here's how you charge the thing. It's got a little yellow, I don't know what color it is on yours, but my cable is yellow here and it fits right into the side of this thing. And on the bottom, just below the switch, or below the cable, you can see that little white switch. You turn the thing off and you plug this thing in, and then you take the other end of this, which is USB. That's a USB connector right there, and you plug it into your USB port on the side of your computer and see it turn red. And so now I usually just set it on top of my computer. There it sets, and but it turns red, and when the little red light comes on, you notice the light just went out. Well, that's because it's fully charged. Once the red light goes out, it's fully charged. If the thing takes 20, 30 minutes maybe to charge, and then it flies for 6 minutes on one charge. So that's how you charge the quadcopter. Okay, here's some stuff about the remote control. The remote control has batteries in the back, so you got to put some AAA batteries in the back of that thing, and then drop the cover back in there. That's how that works. Then this is the power. Up and down. So if you push it forward, it goes up. If you push it down, it goes down. In the middle, it try to hover. So you always have to decide. Now, if you go to the side, it'll spin like a pancake spinning, and that's yaw, and you don't really want it to do that very often. So now over here on this side, this thing controls the direction that it goes. So if you push it that way, it'll go forward. If you push it back, it'll go back. To the side, it'll go right. To that side, it goes left. That's how the main controllers on your remote control work. So now, when you turn it on, it flashes, and this is the on-off button right here at the bottom. The flashing means that the quadcopter is not turned on, because it's saying, "Show me the quadcopter." I can't see the quadcopter, so that's what that means. When the quadcopter is there, that light won't flash. It'll be solid. These are trim. There's two buttons, one on the lower right, one in the middle right here. And all it is about is if your quadcopter comes straight up and then goes to the left just by itself, well then press this on the right side and it'll even it out so that it doesn't go to the left. If it's going to the right as soon as it takes off by itself, then hit the left side a couple times or a time or two and see if that fixes it. The same is true for this button. If it takes off and it goes straight forward, then hit the back part. There's a little arrow in there. And then if it takes off and it just comes right back at you, well, hit that forward button a couple of times, and then after you hit that button, it'll go straighter up, and that's what you want. You want it to go straight up and hover basically, instead of like off to one direction. So that's how the trim buttons work. Okay, so now let's turn this thing on. Little switch there at the bottom. Notice there's blue lights and there's red lights. The red lights are like tail lights. Red lights are like the back tail lights on a car. So the back end of the thing has the red lights on it. Okay. Now notice these are flashing like crazy, going crazy on the blue, and all that means is that this thing is not turned on. When you turn this on, notice it changed. It beeped and it says hi. All right, but it still isn't linked. Notice these are going slower now, so they see that this thing is here. But you press it down, and then you press it all the way up. It beeps once, press it back down, now they're full on blue. Alright, that's how you link the remote control to the thing. So now you're ready to fly. So you want to turn it so that the red is towards you. So now if you touch the power, which is here, it's going to start spinning and it wants to go up. Okay, so that's how you link the thing and get ready to start flying. This little remote control is exactly like the remote controls on the really big quadcopters with cameras on them and all that stuff. So if you learn how to use this little controller to fly this guy, then you can step up to big old awesome ones with cameras on them, and you'll already know how to fly them. These two things are set up the same way on the big ones as they are on this, and these trim things there are similar things on those controllers as well. So learning this can let you step up, and I'm hoping we can step up to some bigger stuff. Maybe buy Cabo, huh?
It's never too late to change your love.
Okay, so now we're gonna fly it. See how I have I don't know if you can see it or not, but the red lights are pointed toward us because that's the back of the quad. So when you hit the back button on the right here, it's gonna come towards us. So let's lift off. Let's see if you can see what I'm doing here. The power's on the left. I raise it up. Now I'm gonna back it up some. Okay, so one thing you need to know is just that you're gonna crash a lot. Main thing is that when you crash, turn the power off so it doesn't sit there and try to spin when it's upside down or something, because if you do, it'll burn the motors up. So there's the whole thing. Anyway, the other thing is, don't worry if you crash it, because I mean, if you break it, and then these are cheap, we can get more of them. But one other thing is, you want to check, like these little propellers, they bend easy, and so if they get bent, then they're not even when you turn them. Looking at them like this, these are still even, but see that one right there is too low. It got bent. So I'm gonna bend it up just a little bit so that they're even, and try to make sure they all are, because that'll make it fly smoother. This one's a little low. There we go. You just check them all, because if they get bent, it makes it fly all cockeyed and weird. So anyway, I'm gonna turn it off.